want to welcome you today to the Echo Live Student Web Show. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm the student pastor here at Life Fellowship Church, Echo Student Life Ministries. And this is some of my crew coming out here early Sunday morning. Over here to our left, to your right, is Ken and George. Hopefully y'all can hear that. Let's try it a little louder. No, I said a little louder.
Keenan George.
Say it with a higher voice. Keenan.
Keenan George.
It's Keenan George, everybody. Just call him Hair, okay? Just call him Hair. All right, and right here to my immediate left, to your immediate right is
Kylie Machen.
Kylie Machen. And I'm so scared right now. Because there are thousands of people watching me.
There's nobody watching.
Huh? Everybody's out there.
But
Wait
it's just a little camera.
No, that's everybody out there in the world.
It's like
They're looking at you. They're all in that little bitty box.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Don't do that.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Okay. And over here to my right, to your left, is
Yo, what's up? I'm Ashley.
yeah, this is her second time around. Y'all remember her from last week. I had to encourage y'all to keep watching despite the fact that she was on the show. But
Kylie!
why are you here? Why are you here?
Well, because my parents decided that they wanted me here. Because they needed me. I mean,
They chose you.
I'm special.
Keenan, why do you think you're here?
Because my mom and dad made me.
Because your mom and dad made you come here, or just made you in general? Made you in general? How about you, Ashley? Why are you here? Why are you on earth?
Because Jesus created me as his masterpiece.
That's what we learned last week. Everybody, hashtag we family. Hashtag we family. I'm going to make a shirt off of that. Hashtag we family, trademarked by Cody Hooper at Echo Student Life Ministries. It's forever mine! Hey, have y'all ever had that moment where things just seems like it's kind of falling apart, or things are kind of out of place, and you're like, man, why am I even here? Yeah, have y'all ever had that moment in life? Constantly just sitting there going, what is the point? Why even be here on this planet? You ever been
I
there?
felt like that yesterday.
Yesterday, tell us about it. Without being specific, no names, we're not going to be out attacking anybody.
Okay, well, me and my boyfriend broke up, so that's why I just dying. I was like, why?
That's like the fifth time this month, right? But I am sorry about that. I know how much you really, really like him. He's your world. Every 17-year-old girl's got that. He's like But, you know, when we have breakups like that, and things, we feel bad about ourselves. We feel like, okay, the thing that I'm so clung to, the thing that defines me, and we've talked about that before, you know, don't let other people define you. Please comment if you've ever had that moment of asking, why am I here? What's the purpose and everything? The scripture I want to talk to you about right quick is Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. Even before we are conceived, even before our mom and dad decided to make us, you know, before any of that happened, God already knew exactly who you were going to be and exactly what you were going to do in life. And he has plans for you. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." God has a plan and a purpose for your life. Okay? You're not just here on earth by accident. You're not just going through problems in life on an accident. Everything that you're going through in life is to help you become the person that you're going to be. Even the bad stuff in your life is just a part of your life that's on a journey of making you who you are. Because I used to go out and I was on drugs, I was going to jail, I was always picking fights, and at the end of the night I was always like, why am I here? What's the point in life?
Well, see, if you weren't here, then we wouldn't be here.
Exactly. All those times back in the past when I was struggling and fighting, and it wasn't living right, it wasn't living for for God and wasn't doing the right thing, God still had a purpose in everything I did. Even every bad thing that happened to me has now given me the ability for God to use to change other lives. No matter all the little things that you're going through, the breakup, the heartache that you feel right now, God has put that in your life so that He can use it later on down the road, so that when you get older and you see someone going through the same situation, regardless of what it is, whether it's a breakup or a bad home life or someone getting bullied at school, the things you go through in life that you're able to get past and get through, those are the things that God takes and uses to change other people's lives. We are not here as an accident. Boom! Oops! A big cosmic mistake. Because if you're a mistake and you're an accident and you have no purpose in life, then what's the point of being here? If you are an accident, okay, but if you were an accident, okay, you had no purpose, no meaning in life, then why be alive? Why go through pain and suffering? Why not just kill yourself? You know? And a lot of people get to that point. A lot of people feel so hopeless and so alone, and like everything was just a mistake. And maybe some people think that they were born in a mistake. Maybe they were born out of a rape, or just someone, just two young people fell in love for a moment, made a mistake, had a baby, the guy left or the woman left. You know, all these things happen, and the child in that moment feels like they were a mistake. They feel like, I have no purpose, I was an accident, where do I fit in life? But even there, God said earlier, before I formed you in the womb, before that accident happened, before whatever happened in your family's life, God already knew that you were going to be here, and He put you here on this world for a purpose. Even though I was born in that situation, God put you here for a purpose. You're not an accident. God looked into our lives and said, you know what? I need Kylie to be here on earth. I need her to go through the things that she's going to go through so that she can reach people that no one else can. There is Joe or John or Susie out there that's going through the exact same thing, and you might be the only person they ever meet. And you can reach out to them and say, hey, you don't have to worry about it. Hey, you have purpose. Hey, I've been through the same thing. Same thing with you. You can look at other girls that are wrapped up with the guy that's the world. But we talked about this before also, being in relationships that are killing us. You know, being attached to something that is killing us, being in love with something that kills us. You know, all these things that we're going through is what God has put in our lives to help others. To help others, to let them know that they're not an accident as well. Psalms 139:13 through 16. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you. For I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret. God already knew who you were going to be and what you were going to do. So I know that this is a serious button right here, but this very much so affects the whole idea of abortion. You know, what do y'all think about that?
I'm against it, completely against it.
You know, because people argue all the time, well, should we do this? It's not really a baby yet. It doesn't really have a life.
Yeah, it is. The moment it's born, it's a baby.
Well, even before that.
The moment the egg is fertilized, that baby's grown.
Well, and see, but even before that, according to how God sees it, even before that, even before you're born, God knew who you're going to be. He knew what was coming out of that situation. So when something is taken root and is planted inside and is begin at any level, you know, we don't sit there and say that seed in the ground, we just take it up and throw it away because it's not a plant. If it continues to grow, it's a plant. But beyond that, God says that he knew me, my frame was not hidden from him. He said, when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed substance. That means even before it became anything, God knew that it was supposed to be there. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. In other words, what they're saying is that before any of my days even existed, you knew everything that was going to happen in my life. And so we can rely on that. So what's the main message of that? We can rely that regardless of what I'm going through at the moment, regardless of the pain that I feel, regardless of the times that I feel alone, we can automatically know that God has some type of purpose out there. He has a reason for us. He has a reason why we're here. Someone to reach, someone to touch. Maybe He put us in a bad home life because we were the only people that could reach the family that we were born in. Some of our families are lost and dying and going to hell and separated. And us, you as kids, you just, why am I here? Why am I in this situation? Why do I have to deal with this? Why can't my parents be like this or act like this? And sometimes we got to realize that God put us in that situation. God is opening our eyes to the things of God and to the love of God so that we can change our family. Would y'all like to see your home lives change?
Yeah.
It's a kind of a deep subject, ain't it? It's a lot of deep hurt, a lot of deep pain, very frustrating. I know myself growing up, I grew up in a very religious home, and everything seemed good on paper, but then when I was 25 years old, and then my parents got divorced, and it destroyed me, even at 25 years old. Because to me, we get our whole worlds wrapped around certain things. And even at that moment in life, they were the church to me. They were, because they represented everything that I thought was God. And pretty much they were my example of who God was. They were my example because as growing up, they showed me how to minister, they showed me how to walk, they showed me how to pray. They were my example. And then when they broke and fell apart, to me it's like God died.
Right, it's like you fell apart.
Yeah, and it's like I fell apart. Where do I exist now? Everything that I believed in and hoped for and trusted is just boom.
Gone.
God has a purpose. God has a reason for why this stuff happens in our lives. And we can either go along life and just let things happen and be like, oh, my parents are messed up and they're just going to be that way forever and, oh, well, I don't really know. Or we can sit there and say, okay, God, why did you put me here? Because we have a purpose, and it's our job to find it. It's our job to go out and find, why am I here? God, what do you want me to do? And then turn around and try to do everything first to get our lives completely straight, completely in tune with what God wants. Fix our lives from the inside out. That's what we're going to be talking here in the next month in April. We're going to start a new series called The Inside Out. And it's talking about changing the inside of you in order to change the world outside of you. And so we look forward to that. If you have any comments on today's topic, please post it below. If you have any further things that you want to talk about, please post it in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you so much. Thank you for being out here. Thank you for being alive. Remember, you have a purpose. You have a reason why you're here. And when you're alone and you're hurting and you're like, why go any further? Why should I keep going? You have a purpose. You have a destiny. Thank you for showing up. This is the Echo Live Student Web Show, sponsored to you by